In the name of Allah, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, who appeared to us in the person of Master W. Fadil Muhammad, to whom all holy praises are due to forever. I bear witness the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is his exalted Christ and Lamb, his messenger indeed. And I can further bear witness that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is a spiritual double of the Master and the Messenger that we have in our midst today. I greet you, brothers and sisters, with the greeting words of peace. We say it in the Arabic language. Assalamu alaikum. Greetings out there in YouTube land. If you could go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, thank you, and I would certainly appreciate that. Now, our subject matter today is the woman, the dragon, and the child. We're going to focus on that part of the scripture because there seems to be a mirror reflection happening here, as opposed to what the prophets and the angels saw or could foresee back then. It matches what is currently taking place today. And we tend to intend to prove that to you. Okay? So we're going to focus on that. And I want you to really understand what it is meant when something is written. Okay? When something is written, it just doesn't mean that it is recorded in a book. Okay? Because my life and your life and everybody else's life has been written. I want you to understand that when we're talking about what's written, we also are talking about prophecy, the foreseeing of events to come in space and time. Okay, so of course the prophets seen and recorded what was happening, the events that they seen back then. And of course, Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, the Holy Quran was revealed to him. Okay? But we can say that that's the written word because it is from Allah God. And we can say that that is the written word there in the Bible that the prophets foreseen and wrote about and recorded in the Bible. Okay, so it's important that you understand what is written. Okay, that means that it has pretty much already taken place. It has took place. These events were seen in another space and time. Okay? So it's important that you understand what is written. Now we're going to start with the time. Excuse me. Time is 2018. Of course, we know that. Wait, my earrings. When we begin to add those numbers, because of course we know that Islam is mathematics, and mathematics is Islam, and it can be proven at any point in time. When we look at 2018, of course, we know that is equivalent to time, and time is equivalent to God. So when we add that, we come up with the number 11. Okay? 11 is a number of war, because we have the face-off of two forces. Okay? We have the good forces, and then we have the satanic forces. We have the God forces and the satanic forces, and they are at war right now. Okay? And we're seeing a manifestation of this right now. So the woman, we need to identify this person in the scripture. The woman is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Of course, all the forces of darkness are coming to persecute the woman. And we can see that that is a reality right now, because he is being attacked, as the scripture foretold, that the dragon would spit out of his mouth a flood after the woman, that she might be carried away by that flood. This flood represents the controlled narrative here in America, the media. Pretty much, they have always, and I do mean always, persecuted this man. But in this particular hour, it's coming more and more, they're doing these things, okay? Because we know for 30-something odd years they didn't call him an anti-Semite, that he hate Jews and this, that, and the third, okay? Here recently, they are attacking him with the statement that he made in the Holy Atonement address he just recently did. He stated that he was anti-termite, not anti-Semite. Now, some of the Jewish community took this as to be that he was comparing them to termites, to insects. And honestly, that's not the case. I don't think he was comparing you to a termite. He was comparing your character. Those of you that act a certain way. See, only you that act a certain way will be offended by what this man speaks. He only speaks the truth. We know this. You can attest to this. But you're so angry and mad that the dragon, all of your forces and all of your powers, you haven't been able to buy his conscience. See, your money reaches your wealth. Yeah, it reaches. It has a long stretch, I'll give you that. It reaches just about everybody. Okay? But you couldn't buy the messenger when he came and spit this word to us. You couldn't buy the minister. Okay? And he is the only thing standing in your way right now. Okay? Honestly, he was being generous when he said that he's anti-termite. He was being absolutely generous. Okay? Because our Father, Allah God, he described the Jewish community, the synagogue of Satan, as blood suckers. Okay? Blood suckers. And is this true? Is it? Do you hang around? Do you hang around the children of God and bring them into your world? Hmm? With the promise of fame and fortune. But they have to defile God, the one true God, to get the fame and fortune. Do you do these things? Yes, you do. I'm talking about the synagogue of Satan. I'm talking about the Jewish community that does these god awful things. And then on top of that, you have the nerve and audacity to claim that you love God and that you believe in a God of love and mercy, yet and still you will go ahead and implement that 33 degrees of satanic doctrine on all that comes into your circle, into your world. So the minister was absolutely generous when he called you, when he said anti-termite. He was being a generous man. Because like I said, my Father in heaven, he calls it out like he sees it. You're bloodsuckers. You're the 10% that lay around and wait for the sun to come out. The Son of Man. God's people, the children of heaven. You do these things. And they hook up with you and they defile God in the worst way. So he was being quite generous. But the attack on him was written. This has to happen. That's okay. That's quite all right. Because other things were written about you too. The dragon. We know that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has been a warner among us for quite some time, over 63 years, we can say. So in this hour, it is written that the Son of Man, we need to identify this person as well, the Son of Man. The Son of Man would be so powerful as the scriptures describe to us that they say, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the Son of Man. This is recorded in Luke in the Bible. The 24th chapter of Matthew talks about the Son of Man as well and how he would come with great power and glory and how the nations would mourn at his coming. We're just about there. So the flood has went out to persecute the woman, but the scripture goes on to say that the earth would open up and swallow this flood that the dragon spewed at the woman. The earth that means that you won't be successful with your campaign. You'll only get mad like you are right now. You know you're not on the winning team. You just like to look like you are. You all are not winning. You won't be the winners. This is why you're not really reporting what's happening over there. We'll get to that. But your campaign won't be successful. And you won't be successful. You have been successful in the past, and that's because it was written that you were given appointed time to do all these things. But we're living in the days of the Son of Man, a very powerful and glorious God, Allah, and He has set the time. It's His time right now. Your time is over. It's over, and we're going to prove it. All right. So, the flood, the dragon. All the forces of darkness are coming for the woman, as we can see. Members of the black community have come after him. And that's only because, the unseen hand by the dragon has reached them and bought their conscience. This includes the coon train, those that stand in front of the, I'll say, pretend to be leaders in the black community, when in fact, they are in the dragon's back pocket. He controls them. And this is why you will never, ever see any real change. Because they have to work out his agenda, not what's best for you and your people. You forget that. So that includes the coon train and those who, in politics, want certain things. They won't desire. They desire these things. Honestly, because that's all the dragon can offer you is things. Things. And that's going to determine who you are. You can't stand up for the truth. You won't speak the truth. You will condemn and tell people to denounce the truth when it comes. Then what does that make you? I mean, what kind of demon are you if you would tell anybody to denounce Farrakhan? That you won't march with them, or you won't do this, or you won't do that if you have anything to do with a man that's backed by God and a man that speaks the truth. The only question I have for you is, what type of demon are you? Are you a bloodsucker? I mean, let's be real. We don't have to condemn the whole Jewish community, because as I said in the previous video, There are members of the Jewish community that believe in a God of love and mercy, and you can tell that by the way that they act and the things that they do. And then we have to keep our eye on the synagogue of Satan that will lead you to filth and indecency every time. And you can't deny that you don't do these things. You know you do these things. But anybody that points out you're wrong, you want to attack them and call them anti-Semitic. Oh, you're against Jewish people. No, we're absolutely against filth and indecency. We're against the defiling of God. Do you do these things? Yes, you do. And your money helps you to do it, your wealth. Like I said, you buy everybody's conscience. But you couldn't buy the minister and you couldn't buy the messenger. But you done bought a lot of the black community because they never seen money. And so they think they're going to go somewhere with all of that money. But it don't matter. Because your money is not saving you today. Okay. Let's see how good your money protects you now. So the masses of the people and the children of God, the black man and woman of America today, have been chosen by the Son of Man, our Father, Master W. Fard Muhammad, to bring in his kingdom. That's what this war is about. The problem is, he's come to destroy the enemy. And I'm afraid, family, if you have taken up with the enemy, then there is your destruction as well. The only thing that will save you is that you get out of his circle and you come home to Allah. That's the only thing that will save you. Nothing else will save you, because I promise you, family, Allah will find that enemy wherever he decides to run to in this hour and destroy him and anybody that has his mind. So you got to come out of her like the scriptures told us to. You got to leave her alone. Because I can't think of that scripture. Anyhow, it says something like this. Your covenant with hell will not stand. It's just not going to work. Okay, so the child that would be the black man and black woman of America and the masses of the nations. The dragon is seeking to devour you as soon as you are born. What this means is the woman has given us a light from God that is so powerful that it transforms us. Okay? Our rebirth, we become as small children, and we want to grow in Allah. We want to obey Allah. We want to do all of these things to bring in his kingdom. That's just how powerful this light is coming out of the birth canal of the woman. All right? She's in labor right now. Everywhere you look right now, you see the minister. He's in Iran right now, defending himself against the flood. And of course, spreading good news to the believers. All right, so if you're up, talking about the child, if you come up, then the law state that dragon has to go down. You see, and this is why he has to eat you and devour you as soon as you're born. Hmm? There's no room for error at this point. Okay? Make no mistake about that. He don't want your birth because your birth means his death. He knows this, and you need to know this. Okay? This is why he feeds you all of this filth and indecency on a daily basis. Your diet, mentally, physically, spiritually, is death. All of these reality shows and this god awful music, good lord. It is designed to keep you dead so that you won't come to birth. And student minister of the Nation of Islam, Ava Muhammad, she put it so beautifully. She said, beloved, it's really hard to sleep when the sun is out. You can try to block it and all of these things, but you won't be successful. Okay, we can't deny the truth that's in front of us. Being blown out of that trumpet by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We can't deny that. Okay, what we can do is adhere to that truth and act on that truth and speak that truth and become that truth. Okay, because the world is going out and a new one is coming in. And what you decide to do with your life is going to determine which world you're going to be a part of, what you have ingratiated yourself with. All right? So the masses and the children of heaven, the tribe of Shabazz, the black man and woman here in America, this is your time. This is absolutely your time. Because you have a Father in heaven that has chosen you and is backing you. He never stopped loving us. But we had to fulfill what was written about our lives. That we would go in the oven for over 400 years. We've done that. Okay? And after that time, he promised he would come himself. And he has kept his promise to us. And this is why you're getting so much truth today. Because it's time. The enemy can no longer hold us. That's pretty much at your discretion at this point. You want to roll out with him, you're going to die with him. You're going to be destroyed with him. Because he is absolutely going to destroy this enemy. There's no doubt about that. They got to pay for all the stuff that they have done. And is continuing to do. Okay, so know that we are absolutely at war. And this means you too. If you are with Father, you got to speak the truth today. You got to eat or be eaten. Because the enemy, his father that taught him this technology and this system of lies, okay, he was a highly revered scientist. a God that taught the enemy this 33 degrees of light. Okay, but let's look at what happened to him. He was amongst gods. He was in a circle of righteousness. And he decided that I want to make a people. And they told him, well, the only thing you can make, which it will shed blood. Your man will shed blood, will be mischievous. It will lie, kill, steal, and murder. And he wanted to go ahead with that. And they said, well, okay, since you just hell-bent on this idea, get out. Get out, go away from us, and make your man. And guess who that is? Family, you have to know, and I'm talking to Caucasian people as well, you need to know your roots and your beginnings. And historically, you have not been taught that. I'm afraid you have not. You have to know where you came from, and you have to know your nature, and you have to know where you going in all of this. So the God that taught them how to lie, kill, steal, and murder, and a third of mathematics, he was sure to tell them at the end of their time, because it would only last for so long, that in the 7,000th year, the one coming from the east would eat you up. That's a god-awful thing to hear. But he had to be real with them, because he knew that a third of the light would not hold up against 360 degrees of it. And more than that, look at what happened to him. He had to become a monster, a mad scientist, to walk away from 360 degrees of light and implement and teach that for so long. Even after he was gone, he made it so that